If you're new to sales, the biggest thing holding you back isn't your script, it's the way you're thinking. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the mindset that separates beginners who quit from beginners who start closing deals. I first want to talk about why most beginners fail. Most people come into sales believing that the key to success is a great sales script and secret closing techniques. And those things do matter. They can help get you the sale, but they're not the end all be all. What the sale mostly comes down to is your mentality. For example, you could give two people the greatest script in the world and they both might have different outcomes, because the thing is, one person may rely heavily on the script and then the other person, they might have mastered the mental internal game of sales and not have to rely on the sales script as heavily. But what you need to know about sales is that it's 80% mental, and the rest of it I would say is a mixture between communication and skill set. And the problem with a lot of beginners when they come into the game of sales is that they end up having unrealistic expectations. They think that just because they're reading the script the same way that, let's say, like a veteran would be who's closing a lot of deals, that that's automatically going to lead to the same outcomes and the same result in terms of sales. But what they don't see is all the invisible things, the things that are all included in your mindset. And this is why 90% of people who start off in sales end up quitting after the first 2 months, because they don't see instant results. And then they just end up giving up way too quickly. Beginners also make the mistake of chasing approval from clients that they're actually meeting with. And what I mean by this is that they try to make everybody their friend and they try to be as nice as possible. And by doing this, it's easy to mislead a client or have them confused to the point that you're trying to get across to them, because I've actually fallen victim to this as well. Like when you want to be friendly with the person because you're scared that you might hear a no from them, you start replacing keywords with your own vocabulary. For example, you stop being as direct. You're not asking for their banking info. You're not asking personal information. You're not telling them straight up and being honest that this is in fact going to be a sales call. And this leaves kind of a gray area which will do nothing but waste your own time, because they're going to figure out eventually that it is a sales call. When they figure that out, you can either tell them up front and save yourself some time, or you can wait till the end and waste all that time and then let them be upset with you because you lied. And this is hard for a lot of beginning closers to get away from when they first start, because they don't want to feel uncomfortable. Like they're scared of rejection, so they try to be buddy-buddy with these people. When you look at the elite closers, they're not trying to be friendly with people. Like what they're trying to do is they're trying to get to business, make an exchange of value, collect that money, and then move on. This also leads into the next point, which is that a lot of beginners find it hard to detach themselves from the outcome because they start hearing no's a lot. Like they start getting rejected and they think that rejection correlates to them being bad at sales, which that's just not the case. The game of sales is all about getting as many rejections as you can so that you can get one step closer to hearing a yes. And as soon as you figure out that rejection is nothing but data and every single call that you take is going to be more practice for yourself, you'll realize that you're gaining confidence from repetition. And it's best to get rejected more times when you start out so that you can actually build a callus and you become numb to hearing no. The only thing that you're thinking about is taking more calls so you have a better chance of closing more deals. And one thing you want to remember is that you need to focus on helping people rather than just selling things. Like when you're just selling things, you have a whole different energy than when you actually try to help people. And the thing about this is that the client can actually sense this when you're selling, because your ears aren't open, they're shut. The only thing that's open is your mouth. Like you're getting your points across, but you're not listening to them in return. But when you have your ears open, you're listening to help. Like you're able to answer questions better, you're able to find better solutions for these clients, and that's ultimately when you're going to get the sale. Something that I always say is that there's only 2 skills that you need to be able to figure out a person's situation and provide them a solution. And that's asking great questions and also having your ears open to listen. Those 2 things alone in some cases can make a sale. Another reason why a lot of beginning closers decide to quit is because they talk themselves out of it. Like most of the time, the thoughts that run across our mind are simply not real. Like it's just scenarios that we've made up in our head that could play out, but most of the time they never play out anyways. And the thing is, these thoughts can scare us even though they're not real. And they can force somebody to quit or do illogical things just because they get so worried. So you have to stop listening to your thoughts because they're always going to give you bad ideas, lead you in a bad direction. So instead, what you need to do, you need to work mindlessly, like show up, be consistent every single day, and just get to work no matter what. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Stop thinking about things, shut your brain off sometimes, and you just need to work. And then maybe the biggest issue, especially in 2026, in not only sales, but in anything in life, is that people go into things expecting immediate results. The reason why is because they see an example or they see a certain depiction of what they believe are ideal results. Then they expect they're going to get those same results immediately, which is just not the case. Most people do see the end product, but you never see what's put into the process to get that end product. And I hate to tell it to you, but most things do take time to develop. There's not really anything in life that you're going to be able to do and get instant gratification from. Like anything that's going to give you long-term success, at least, is gonna take time. Like I've never seen it happen instantly. What you have to do is sit back, enjoy the process, and learn something new every day. Work on learning something new rather than I need to get an instant big win. Like instead of doing that, just count up your small wins as a measure to your success. The thing is that all the results that you're looking for, they all come down to confidence. Confidence is something that you have to build up over time. It's not something that just happens. And what confidence comes from, like I said, working mindlessly, taking action, recording your results, whether that's good or bad, and figuring out how you're going to do one thing better on every single call. I know a lot of closers that are unlike myself. I took the action right away in everything that I did. Like I see somebody getting results, I try to follow what they're doing, and I jump in mindlessly. Even though I may not know what I'm doing, I still took the time to take action and I learned so much along the way in real time. And the closers that I see a lot of the times, they never make it anywhere in sales. And they're the ones that say, oh, I'll try next week. I'll try as soon as I get better. As soon as I start selling, I'll try this. And it doesn't work like that. You have to try it first and then you get better. Then the sales come afterwards. And that's the mistake that the majority of people do make. And the last point that I want to get across here in this video is that I want you to make a list at the end of each day of you taking sales calls. I want you to write down a couple of things. Did I improve by 1%? Did I learn something today? Was I consistent? And did I add value to somebody's life? If those are all yeses for you at the end of each day, you know you put in your work and you know you got better. And that's really the only metric that can be measured in terms of making progress. In sales, a lot of the time your progress goes unnoticed along the way. Just because you might not be closing a lot of deals at the moment, that doesn't matter. You're still getting better because you're learning about sales, and I promise you, success will come. So if you found value in this video, go ahead, show some love, drop a like. If there's any questions on any topics you want me to talk about, go ahead and drop those in the comments too, and I'll be sure to get to them when I get a chance. But other than that, I'll be back with more content.